Why I love Wellesley Fund right now. I just got off the horn with a guy. Gonna hang up his booth at the end of this year. He's got about $1.25 million. He just, look, man, I just don't want to get killed. I'm nervous. I want to sleep well at night. He's going to be 60 years old. He's got 30 more years ahead of him. So I can't afford to, I can't go through another big decline like what happened in 2001 and 2, 2007, 8, 9, and with a small one we had in 2020. And I said, man, it's tough to beat the Wellesley. But Josh, the Wellesley Fund has a lot of bonds, and bonds get killed during high interest rates, high inflation. The run that we've had for bonds will make the bonds get killed because interest rates got to go up. No. Or maybe, I don't know. Let's take a look at the old Wellesley, shall we? All right, so Wellesley Fund goes back to 1971 for its calendar years, all right? And I want to show you from my man Daniel Coolbert's 55e.co website, 55e.co, the bucket strategy. And we're just going to dump $100,000 in the Wellesley Fund, and we're going to show you. We're going to go to 2020, and we're going to show you what it's done since inception. It's an amazing fund. What are you doing, Big Bear? All right, so we're just dumping $100,000 in. We're using let's see, inflation. All right, cool, good. All right, so we're going to show you here. And so 1971 and 72 is up 15 and 10%. 1973 and 74, it was down 3.5 and 6.4 consecutively. So that's 10%. 10%. The S&P 500 was down 15 and 27% respectively. After that 10-year down, it was up 17.5 and 23.5. All right, now the question is, what was inflation doing? Inflation was going through the roof. Interesting. So what was 10-year Treasury bonds doing? Let's take a gander, shall we? So we're going to override S&P 500, and we're going to go to 10-year Treasury. So interest rates are going up. Inflation was going up. Here's 10-year Treasury. 6.2, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5. Inflation, 4.4, 3.2. Inflation doubled from 72 to 73, almost doubled again from 73 to 74. Still 9.1% in 75, 5.8, and look at Wellesley. Interesting. So show me again the evidence that bond markets get killed when or bond heavy portfolios get killed when inflation is going up. I don't see it, man. I don't see it. Now, if you locked into a fixed rate bond, yeah, you're getting hurt. But at the end of the day, what kind of bond were you making back then? If you locked in a fixed rate here at 7.5, you're still doing okay. All right, so then we go until we see 1987, Wellesley was down all of 1.9%. So during the 80s, when the interest rates were, remember, 1975 and 1976, Wellesley was up 17 and 23% respectively. Interest rates are going from 7.5, 7.7, 7.2 to 8 to 9 to 10 to 12 to 15. Interest rates going up. What's Wellesley doing? And this is the start of the great bull market in stocks, 1982. So Wellesley's 65% stocks, man. So 65% bonds. So where's the evidence? Where is the evidence that interest rates, high inflation killed bonds? It's not there. It's just not there. And I did a video on the oldest bond fund that I could find, which was, I think, Putnam. It's just not there, man. So in 1982, interest rates are 14.6 a 10-year. Wellesley returned 23.3. Interest rates start going down. The bonds and the stocks are doing well at the same time. 1987, Wellesley's down 1.9. Oh, my goodness, don't jump off a bridge. 1990, when the Great War started with Saddam, Wellesley still clocked 3.8%. 1994, when the Feds were raising, and again in 1999, when the Feds were raising, Wellesley was down 4.4 and 4.1% respectively. And then the very next year, 1995, was up 29%. Very next year in 2000, it was up 6.2%. And remember, 2000, the S&P, what happened to the S&P? It was down 9%. So here's your interest rates. 1993, right there, to 1994, from 5.8 to 7.8 is a 10-year Treasury. 1998 to 1999, or 1990 right here, 4.7 to 6.7 after they raised rates. Significant increase, 200 basis points in the interest rates. And Wellesley was down all 4%. Wow. 2001 and 2, markets are getting crushed. S&P is down 9, 11, and 22% respectively. Wellesley is up 16, 7, and 4. 2008, S&P 500 is down 37%. Wellesley is down 9.8. I mean, I was only going about 2000. Oh, I got to do it. Hold on a second. Got to make this 43. Make that 100. Boink. So let's go to 2020. Wellesley was down 2008, 2.6. I mean, it's just the numbers are freaking stellar. Stellar, man. How do you argue with that? So, I mean, just for simplicity, $100,000, and this is just, over my lifetime, invest in Wellesley is worth $9.199 million today. All right, so let's go to let's do 100,000 S&P 500 just to get a gauge. Hold on just a second, right there. Put $100,000 in that and see what the same thing is. Boink, there we go. All right, so the S&P 500 had many more down years. So 100,000 over 50 years, and the Wellesley is up to what do you say, 10 million bucks, right there. 9 million. S&P 500 was that 14 million? Is that what that is, or that? Or not 10 million bucks. In the S&P 500, $17 million, 10 million bucks, 9.9 million in the Wellesley, 17 million in the S&P 500. So the Wellesley did not keep pace with the S&P 500, but from downside risk mitigation, look at that. Now let's do 5,000 a year adjusted for inflation withdrawals. Boink. Well, let me do it on both this. Let's see here. I'm not sure if it'll let me take it both. Yeah, it only takes out the bigger one. Yeah. All right, so let's just do, we're going to do, let's nothing here. Boink. All right. So with 5% a year of S&P 500 withdrawals, the Wellesley was worth, at the end of 2020, it ran out of money in 2012, it looks like. Is that 5% a year? Is that right? Adjusted for inflation, from 1970 to 2012, it ran out of money. So it lasted 42 years. Let's do the same with the S&P 500. I have no idea what it'll be. We'll zero out Wellesley, and we'll do the same with the S&P 500. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Let's see what the S&P 500 did. I imagine it probably did better. Yeah, so basically S&P 500 lasted until 2005. So Wellesley did better than the S&P 500 from 1970 to 2000. The S&P 500 ran out in 2005. Look at that. That's not good. But I mean, that lasted 35 years, right? Yeah. All right, so we're going to start in 1973, because that's when the markets were getting crunched. S&P 500 ran out in 1991. So it didn't even last 20 years. Let's do Wellesley now. We're going to start, let's do Wellesley. See what the Wellesley did. Yeah, look at that, man. Wellesley ran out of money in 2004. So, I mean, that's still 1973. That's 30 years, 31 years. Anyway, so I love the Wellesley fund. I love it right now more than anything. If you look at Wellesley, 43 years up, 7 years down. Worst 3-year return was 1.95. Worst 1 year is 9.84. I mean, it's a stellar fund, man. The yield right now is 2.5. Expense ratio is 22 basis points. Oh yeah, look at that. Started 6 days before I was born. Your old buddy Josh. In fact, I'm turning 51. So me and Wellesley go hand in hand. 30 to 50% equity profile. I think it's a Wellington, folks. Yeah, Wellington people run this fund. Yeah, right here. Wellington Investment Management Team. Just a good fund. So anyway, if you're about to retire, man, I'd be looking at Wellesley big time. That's just all there is to it. Love to hear your thoughts. Thanks now.